Coming up in this video, yellow flags, red flags, and I murder someone.
Oh, why did I say I'd do this? This is entirely too early. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's currently nearly 7:30 on a Saturday morning. It's entirely too early for this, but hey, I thought bring you a new track and a new format. So we're here at TeamSport Nottingham and it's a 50-lap race today. So I think that's something like a 5-minute quali and then should be around about a half an hour-ish race. Now I'm meeting up with a fellow YouTuber who goes by the name of Sam Morris. He normally posts up videos about his endeavours in Club 100, but I've managed to twist his arm to get him to come and meet me down here today, and hopefully we should have a nice little battle with him. His racecraft is going to be a lot better than mine. His experience is a lot more than mine, but he says he's only been here once like me, so it could be close, or he could, as I suspect, absolutely smoke me out of the water. So here's my hopes for today. In quali, hopefully get somewhere around the mid-pack. I imagine there's probably going to be some pretty quick guys around here and probably some people getting ready for the BIKC, so getting in a bit of race practice. In the race, go from there, hopefully we'll gain a few positions, hopefully not lose too many. I don't think I'll be fighting for a podium today, but you never know. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, as long as I don't come last, I'll be pretty happy. Final thing before we head out on track, the battery in my GoPro may very well die, so yeah, we all know GoPro batteries aren't the best, but hopefully we can get most of the race covered. As always, if you enjoy what you're watching, please give it a like, drop a comment down below, and if you don't already, subscribe to the channel, and let's get out on track and go and have some fun.
How's it going then, guys? So here we go, 50-lap race. We start with this 5-minute quali that wasn't really quali. It was about 2 or 3 laps to get used to the track, a couple of flag tests. There may have been time involved, but I don't know. I ended up getting put in P8 as we roll onto the grid here, which is exactly where I wanted to be, and just up in the front on the left hand side you can see Sam there up in P5, so keep an eye on him and his start. But now we are just going to wait for those lights to go out and turn green. And drill away. I get a good start on P6 and 7, they don't really go anywhere. Look up the inside of cart number 9, nothing going on. Slight bump there, but nothing I can do, so I dart between those two, get myself into P4 going into the hairpin, then look for a dive down the inside of P3, make that move stick, and then we get a better run out of the hairpin on P2, and now it's just a case of sticking with Sam, trying to put in some good laps and pull out a gap to the guys behind us. First couple of laps down then, and it doesn't take long for the yellow flags to show up, but for right now I've got no idea who is behind me or how close they are, because all I've been doing is concentrating on the track in front of me. But as we come down the ramp, judging by the marshal who stood on the corner there, someone's had a bit of a spin, and it's pretty understandable as that is an extremely slippery corner, and there will be plenty of incidents that happen on that corner, one of which was extremely frustrating for me, and I will talk to you about that when we get to it. lap 4, and we have back markers already, and for me these are an Achilles heel. I tend to back out of moves I should be going for, but this is a move I shouldn't go for, so I apologise to you in kart 14, but karma gets me and I end up losing P2. And before any of you go quoting the great Ayrton Senna, no, you don't need to go for every gap available. Final corner of the lap, and karma comes back to bite me again as I leave the door wide open and P4 goes straight up the inside of me. So now I'm in P4 and I've got to really dig deep to try and get these places back. As we skip forward to lap 9 now, and the first real incident of the evening, Sam up in front gets forced a little bit wide by the lad in P2, which then means he's shoved straight into the firing line of someone having a little spin coming out the final corner. Not a lot Sam could have done about that, but it's a bit of a bonus for me because it promotes me up to P3, but now I've got to catch up with P1 and 2 who've pulled a little bit of a gap from us. Remember at the start of this video I said this race is going to be all about how quickly and clean you can get through traffic. Here's prime example. I've got back up with P1 and 2 within a couple of laps, and then as we go around the hairpin about to head up the ramp, I get a better run up from P2, so I manage to hold it around the outside, which then gives me the inside. Then as we head down the ramp and around the right hander, P1 drifts out wide, which allows me to slip up the inside there, get the inside line for that hairpin and just close the door on the exit for him. And then going down to the final corner, I remember lap 4 and I keep that door well and truly shut, so there's no repeat of him sliding up the inside and knocking me wide. And there we go, I'm back into the lead of the race. Quick lesson for you all out there: when the yellow flags are flashing, keep your eyes glued to them, because you don't know when they're going to go green, and when they do go green, just like that, you need the best reaction you can, so that, like me, you can dive up the inside of 3 people who are caught napping. But then as we head to the final corner, I do exactly what Sam does, and as someone's spinning on the exit, I clatter into the side of them. But never mind, we keep going, and now it's just time to build a gap between me and the guys behind. Skipping forward another few laps again then, I've just been concentrating on getting through the traffic as quickly as I can, which I feel I've been doing pretty good at. And then if we just pause it here, as I glance to the side going up the ramp, there is P2. So I've managed to create myself probably around a 3 or 4 second gap. So I'm feeling pretty confident and pretty comfortable here. And now it's just a case of let's just keep building that gap even more. Whilst we go over these few laps then, I just want to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers out there for liking and commenting on my previous videos, and also a big hello to all my new subscribers to the channel. I hope you're enjoying what I'm making, I hope you're enjoying the previous videos I do, and you'll keep coming back for more. And I want to say a sorry to everyone as well that was expecting a video a couple of weeks ago. I headed out to Birmingham for 3 for 2 with a couple of friends, and we just had an absolutely awful time. There was barely any racing, loads of red flags, loads of idiots out on track. So I did try and make a video out of it, edited it all, watched it back and thought, no, that's not what I want to put out. It was very downbeat, it was very negative, and it's just not the kind of video I want on this channel. So that's why I headed here to Nottingham for this race, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. And if you do, please remember, give it a like, drop a comment down below and consider subscribing. But getting back to the video at hand, as you can see when I pause it here, there is P2 again. I've managed to eke out my gap that little bit more to probably around the 5 or 6 second mark now. So let's keep pushing on and see how much of a gap we can make. So lap 21, a red flag comes out which stops play. But as you can see, P2 is absolutely nowhere to be seen. But then as we get pulling off, you can see them coming down the down ramp now. So that's a pretty sizable gap. However, as we skip forward the next couple of laps into lap 23, there's been a yellow flag. And if I just pause it right here, there's P2. How has that gap gone from probably around 10 seconds to about 2 or 3? Possible foul play? I don't know. I'll leave that for you to decide. But not that it matters anyway, because by lap 26 I pulled out a massive gap once again, so I'm back in the driving seat leading this race. Lap 28, and a bit of comedy for you then. The kid in front of me decides he's going to try and find platform 9 3/4 through that tyre wall. I hate to tell you, you ain't going to find it there. But this is where my race became a little bit undone. As you can see, the lights are flashing for a yellow flag. However, this should have been, and I don't know why it wasn't, a red flag, because I had nowhere to go to keep that marshal safe, so I had to come to a complete stop, which allowed the rest of the field to bunch back up behind me, including P2, 3 and 4. So basically we're starting this race afresh all over again. And I immediately lose my lead. Brilliant. Jumping forward then all the way to the end of lap 37, we're still in P2. We're trying to find our way around first place, and as we go for these couple of moves, it ends up costing me dearly and puts me down into third as Sam manages to get up my inside going into the hairpin. God damn it. Skipping forward a few laps then, P1's managed to break away a little bit from me and Sam, but as I get on the outside of him here and he gets penned in by the back marker, I managed to hang it all the way around the outside, which I was really happy with that move. I thought it was great. But then as I dive up the inside, I get a narrow entry, which then means I get a poor run out, and Sam just goes straight back by me. But not for long, because as we come down the ramp, Sam has a little celebration there but drifts out wide, so I managed to cut back on the inside of him again and managed to gain second place back. But then Sam tries to go back at me, but once again gets penned in by a back marker, and I am through back up in to second place. And now it's head down and let's see if we can catch up with the guy in P1. My fastest lap of the race now then, lap 46. It's a 33.8, nothing special. There's plenty of mistakes and loads of things I could tidy up, but I'm just going to let this one play out for you as I continue to chase down P1. Here we go then, yellow flag, P1 is right there, 2 carts in front of us as we are heading now onto lap 48. So we're just waiting for those flags to go green again. And we are off as we cross the start finish line. So here we go, get round the inside of that back marker to now put his 1 cart behind the bloke in first. There's not a lot going on into the hairpin here, pretty much single file. So as we go for the apex up the top, P3, an absolute desperation move there to get by, but he stays behind, so we carry on now into one of the main corners for overtaking here. Keep the inside line to stop anyone trying to dive up the inside as those two try and take each other out a little bit. And there is nowhere for me to go down the main straight, so I hang it out wide for the last corner. Again, nothing really works, but then I managed to get the inside line for turn 1. He turns into me a little bit, but hey ho, off we go. Now we've got to catch up with P1 as we go around the hairpin. He has left us for dead already, which is not great, but as we get to the top of the ramp, there's a red flag for that guy there. So We're now just going to wait for these flags to turn green again to get going on lap 49 of 50. And we have green flags again, so straight up the inside of that back marker, make sure you don't mess around there. So we're back now behind P1, coming down the back straight. We've got to make sure we get this final corner right, and pretty much P2 is ours. But I left the door wide open, P2 flies up my inside. What an absolute rookie mistake there, that's my own doing. I don't know what was going through my head, I just absolutely cocked that corner up, but I'm just going to keep my head down now, try and keep Sam behind me so that I don't lose this final podium spot, and see if we can last till the end of the race. Obviously at this point as well, I'm not actually aware this is the final lap of the race, and as I glance over to the side there I can see the marshals holding the checkered flag, so I'm thinking great, the race is over, but also bollocks, I've lost out on P2 on the last lap of the race. But there we go, across the finish line, and we finish in P3. So let's cut to me now after the race in the car to give you a bit of an outro.
Right, there you go then guys, 50 laps done. That was quite the race, it was good fun. There was a battle between 4 of us for the top 3 positions. I managed to bag myself 3rd place. I'm more than happy with that for an early Saturday morning. The guys up in front were, well, the guy in the lead was a lot quicker by like a second a lap. The guy in 2nd place, I feel I was pretty evenly matched with, as I was with Sam, who sadly came home in 4th. But it was great to meet you, by the way. And guys, if you don't already, head over to his channel, the link's down below. Go and subscribe to him and watch his videos. He does a lot of Club 100 stuff. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. So don't forget, give it a like, drop a comment down below. And also, if you don't already, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. But I will catch you guys in the next one.